Good evening, guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a quick little journal, and actually a really junk journal. I'm not often use that word for my journals, but this time it will be actually a junk journal. I'm going to use papers that I have made but I'm not satisfied with. This is wrapping paper. Also this one is wrapping paper. This is a paper bag. I have old book pages that is eco dye that I can't use because it's special pictures on them. Something that I have used as the top paper on some eco dyeing, and some watercolor papers that I just have scribbled on, and more eco dyed wrapping paper, some old book pages, and so on. I'm going to take part in a free event that is Junk Journal January, and it's Meg Journals that is the host of that. So every day for the whole month of January there is one person that is making something from a prompt on her channel, or I think it's on Instagram. I will link that below so you can go and check it out. And I wanted to try it. I haven't done that before, and I think that it has been paused for a year or so, and she have started this again this year. So I thought I could try to actually do a junk journal this time, and just kind of try to throw things together, make a journal, and then use some other. This is an Amazon packaging, and I thought I could use that as a cover, and then we will see what happens. But I will really try to do a junk journal from junk, that I'm not using ordinary in my journals. So let's just start, and I think that as it's 31 days, I think. Oh, yes, it's 31 days in January, so we need at least that much paper. So we have 1 page each day. So I'm thinking 15, maybe 20 papers. So I'm just going to fold them like this, and then just try to use them, and then we will cut them to size later on. So that's 2, and this is 3, 4, maybe at least try to maybe fold it straight. Did I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20. I like that one. 21. And this one. 22. Now we have too many, but it's better with too many than it will be too small. I'm not sure about the size. As you can see, it's difficult to decide. So I'm just going to put it together and see how big this will be. Try to take them in different order, so how big it will get. This is a tracing paper, and I took that because I just want to have something fun to play with also in the journal. So I just decided that I wanted to add that. Maybe I need something that is a bit strong in the middle. Not so big. That will work. So let's put in the other pieces too. Something like that. Can be fun. So I guess we had to adjust it a little bit so it don't peek out too much. But I want it to be a bit wild, so I'm not going to take so much off. Going to change my mind a little bit. I want the paper bag in the middle and one of the paper bags in the front. So it's a bit sturdy when we sew, like that. That was upside down. I'm not sure if that matters, if something is upside down. I think we are going to cover it anyway, but can at least try to do it. See, now I'm here again and trying to change things to be as I want. I'm always a bit too neat when I'm doing this kind of things, so that's why I was keen on trying to do this as a really junk journal this time. So should we decide that this is the size we want? And see if we can make the cover to work with this. My brush was stuck in the glue for the packaging. We have a line here so that we can make this like a spine, I think. So we get it a little bit bigger. Thought that could be nice. So let's put this in place and just make a quick cover. See if I can manage to rip this. Without breaking any arms or legs. This I need to rip with my right arm. That was too thick for me. think I want it a little bit shorter so that this will peek out a little bit more. So let's rip it a little bit smaller. I just wanted to kind of keep it together. See if we have something that is written on this side so we can try to get it straight. And then we need to adjust this for the spine. We will cover this so we don't need to take these off, but I thought if I maybe want to sew in it, it's better if the glue comes off, but I think it's nothing I should really put any time to take off. It will probably work perfect anyway, so if it won't come up easy, I will let it be. Leave it. Leave it. So I'm just checking so that the spine and the sides is all right. Like that. Perfect. So let's sew this in. I'm going to do the stitch that I'm used to, my 3 holes. So it will just keep it in place, so to say. And I think I'm just going to put a piece of textile on the inside so I'm sure it won't break. Nothing that is necessary, but if I put time and effort on it, I want it to at least hold so I can open it the whole month without the packaging or the cover is breaking. So just giving it a little bit of strength. Maybe you can do it all over. Come on. And if you don't know what junk journal is, I will try to explain it for you. It's a little book that you use to freely just play and express your feelings. Kind of like a diary, but you play in it, you put in picture in it, you can glue in things, you can write things. You can show it to anyone if you would like to, but this is your book and your little journal to play in. So nothing is expensive, nothing is... there isn't any rules. You don't need to do it in a specific way. You just play. And as you see, you don't need to do it in any special size. You just put it together and play in it. And you don't need so much supplies. You need scissors, glue, and some papers to play with. And if you have some colors in crayons or watercolors or acrylics, use what you have. Don't go and buy a lot of things because you want to do this. This is just for fun. So no, you don't use anything that you think that you need to be afraid to use. You should be able to throw this away when it's done. So nothing beautiful and nothing that you feel that you ruin if you play on it and the outcome isn't what you expected. So just put in some things that you should throw away anyway. Envelopes from invoices, packaging paper, paper that is ruined in some way that you can cover up, and textile pieces that is ugly or in colors you don't like, or you have put your iron on it, so it has been marked with some burn marks, or anything that is that's also okay to use. I'm not putting any textile on in like a page. I'm going to add that later on. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of textile in the middle of this piece too. So when I sew it in, I'm sure that it will hold my threads. And that's also, of course, optional. It's just me that want to secure the journal. And this is so strong, so I probably wouldn't need it at all. But in case you are doing this and you don't have any really strong papers, you can add a piece of tape or another piece of paper that is a bit stronger. If you just have a small piece of something sturdy. Or cut a piece of some shirt that you is going to throw away. Or a piece of an old handkerchief that is sadly colored or discolored in the washing machine. Like that. think I will add a piece of tape to this tracing paper too. Just to make sure it won't break. These are not so strong, so they can break if they is bent too many times. Just checking if this have a... Okay, this is having a line for ripping, so I think I will take that off right away. So I won't do anything and then it will rip in the middle. So the only thing you need to think about is when you put in smaller paper, you need to make sure that they are at the top or at the bottom. If you put them in the middle and you sew, you might get only one stitch in it and then it will turn like this. So you need to make sure when you put in your papers. Let's do that from the beginning so you know what I mean. So we're going to do 3 stitches and 1, 2, 3. So if you put something in between these 2 stitches, it will just be stitched in one place and it can turn in the pages in the journal. So this edge will go on the top, then I know it will be stitched both this one and in the middle. And the same on this one, goes near the top. And this one can go down there. Then I need to make sure that I can stitch these 2 sides. And I think I want this on top and this down there. And this one on the top. So I'm just making sure that there are approximately the same amount that are on the top and on the bottom if it's needed. So it won't be too thick on one side and really thin on the other. Like that. And I'm taking a clamp and I'm putting it like this so it keeps my signature in place, and making sure that it's everything is put as near the edge of the spine you can come, so that will be strong. Then I'm checking with my thumb so I can feel that it's bent on the same place, all of them. Then I'm just taking my poke tool. You can use this one, or you can use something like this, or you can use a needle. Use what you have and make 3 holes, 1 in the middle and 2 at each edge. Or if you would like to bind it in some other way, that you can. It's of course totally all right. But this is a simple way to show those of you that want some help. And I'm not doing any measurements, I'm just making my holes. This is a bit more sharp, so I'm just putting it where I want my hole and poking it through. Now I have 2 pieces of textile, so it's a bit thick. And make sure that you don't have your hand where this comes out. And then I'm going kind of 4 or 5 centimeters, maybe, what can that be, in inch? 1.5 inch up from the edges, depending on how big paper you have, or but something like that. And come out in the middle. And the same on the other side. I'm going a bit down like that. And you don't need to think so much about that. Then I'm taking my cover, put my signature where I want to sew them in. There, I think. I want peeking out up and down, so it's approximately the same height that it's peeking out. Then I'm just making a mark where I have my holes, like that. Then I'm doing the same with this one. In the middle of the spine, I'm just making a hole. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Then make sure that you put this the way that you had it when you did the measurement, because if you turn it the other way, the holes might not be where you want them on the spine. It's not so important this time, but it's making it so much easier if you have your holes where you want them. So then we are taking some strong threads. This is crochet thread. You can also use waxed thread or some other yarn that is strong. And to make sure that this will hold, I'm going to do it with double thread. I'm doing that almost every time now, and then when I sew in my signature, I'm making sure that it will hold forever. Then I'm making a knot about 2 inches from the end of the thread. So we have something little to use when we are doing the knot in the end of the sewing. Like this. So then it's just time to sew. So let's do this the easy way. 1 long thread, and I'm measuring it so it's 4 times this length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.5. You start in the middle of the journal and put the needle through. Like that. so that you have your knot in the middle like that. Then you take your cover and put it through the middle hole on that too. I need to do the holes a little bit bigger so we don't need to struggle every time. I'm going to put something through it. So out in the middle hole. So then your journal is attached like that in the middle hole. So you don't need to pull it all the way right now. You can leave it like that and pull it straight later on when it's a bit easier. So it's easier to see like this. So the thread is on the outside of the cover. I'm going back in one of the holes, doesn't matter which one, up or down, and going back in through the signature, and hopefully the hole is big enough so you can get through it. If not, take your tool and make them a little bit bigger. And find your way back. This is a little bit tricky, but you will manage it soon enough. It's a bit stronger now when I have textile, so otherwise it's just to pull it through. So now we have out and back in. Then you go all the way down to the third hole down here and put the needle through. And then it looks like this, and you have this thread going back down there and also back down in the cover. I'm trying to do this slowly now so you really can see. And you will always get stuck in your clips, as you can see. So now it looks like this, and you have your thread in one of the other holes. And now the last part, that is the most difficult. We are going to go back in to this hole in the middle where we came out the first time, and try to not get stuck in the first thread, so you kind of will stick it in the middle of the thread. It's a bit difficult to pull the thread later on if it's like this. You can see now I'm stuck into the other thread with part of my threads. And then it will be tangled into this, and it's really difficult to pull later on. So if I do it like this, I think, see if I can manage to do this the right way. Not get it tangled into the other thread. This was good that it's happened, so you can see that even I can make mistakes. Like that. Now this is on 2 different ways and not tangle in that one. So when we pull this later on, it's much more easy than it's stuck in the one in the middle. And again, try to keep this at one side and put the needle through again. And hopefully we will get it through. Back in the middle. So I'm just cutting this thread now. You don't need to do this yet, but I'm having trouble with my hands, so I think it's easier when I take off the needle. So these two needs to be like guitar strings. And also check so you don't have any tangles between the cover and the signature. And then this is the knot, and it should be back where it belongs, near the spine, like that. So then you pull the thread until it stops. Then you pull the other one until this one is like a guitar string, almost at least. And pull. Check again. This is a bit loose now, you can see. So we need to pull it a little bit more. Now it's better. I'm keeping one thread, the first we put through on one side of this in the middle, and this one on the other side. And then I'm pulling hard and making a double knot. And now we can take the clips off, and we have our signature sewed in. And now you can see it's really near the spine. This is tight, but we still can flip the pages. That's the way it should be. So when you take your signature in your hand like this, you won't be able to turn this. It should be so hard, the knot should be so hard so it's not moving in the holes. If it do that, tie a little bit more, so you are sure that it will stay in place. So our journal is done. And another thing that I often do when I do my journals to secure this knot not to go anywhere is to put another piece of textile on top of the sewing. Not at all something you need to do when we do a junk journal, but I will show you anyway in case you want to do a more neat journal another time. So I just put glue around the knot and the strings, and then I put the textile piece on top of it, putting it tight around the knot, and then pull this up and put glue all the way. Totally unnecessary for a junk journal, but I take the opportunity to show you anyway, in case you would like to do a more proper or neat journal and haven't seen one of my bindings before. I have several. If you want to see the binding with more signature than one, you can of course put in more signatures like this even in a junk journal, but I'm going to use this for 1 month and play in it, so I don't need to do it so neat. So that was the journal. And of course you can, the same with the spine. You don't need to leave a piece like this. You can just do it like any other book, that you just fold it like this and have your spine just like that. So that was a bit extra, as I saw it was these lines where I could fold without problem. I did it a little bit bigger so I can fill it up with more things without getting like this. So I hope you will join on this Junk Journal January event, and try to do your first own journal if you haven't done it before. As you can see, you don't need to be any master of anything. It's just paper and thread, and we are going to just play, have fun and relax. So don't be afraid to try. Do it really easy like this, and then you will see how fun it is to do this. And as always, this is just for fun, so don't need to be afraid to do it wrong or in some other way think that you can't do it. I will put the link to Meg Journals that is hosting this event, and also a link to the prompts where you can see a suggestion of what you can do on every day in January. You don't need to follow it, and it's no competition, and you don't need to show anyone. But if you want to, you can post it on Meg's social media and give other people ideas of how you did it, and get also ideas how someone else did it, and maybe try something new. That's always fun. Thank you for keeping me company, and I can show you the other two blue journals that I have been working on. The signature is sewn into both now, so I'm going to start filling them up. This will be a big one with 4 signatures. It's a lot of eco-dyed paper in it, but I'm going to work on it anyway with different collages, pockets, paintings, and different things in it. And of course more laces and more laces and textiles will be filled into it. So now we have three journals to work on and play with, so this will be fun. We will start heavily on 2025, as you can see. So I will be back, and I will wish you all a really, really creative and fun 2025. I will be back and work a little bit on this one, but in case you have family over or want to take a little break from crafting a few days and be with family, I already now want to wish you all a happy new year, and I will see you soon again. Hugs and bye-bye from Sweden.